Let us know.
Recording has started.
Great. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thanks once again for joining us here with Tech Exchange at our virtual open house. Today, it's Tuesday, December 13th. The holiday season is well underway, and we're very happy, very pleased that you decided to spend some time with us here today to learn a little bit more about Tech Exchange. I want to give another shout out too to our friends at East Bay Community Foundation, who have helped us and supported this event and sharing out the information and boosting the signal. Thanks to all of the folks over there who have been our partners in the past for a long time as well. And we will be introducing our new executive director, Ulysses Zadaran, in just a few minutes, along with some of our program staff. But before we get started with that, we would like to learn a little bit more about you. And we'd like to take a quick little poll here. So we'd like to ask you, what is your level of awareness with Tech Exchange and the digital divide? So we'd like you to look down at the bottom of your screen at your reaction buttons, and you should be able to find the clapping hands or the thumbs up or the heart to let us know. Are you someone who you only know a little bit about the digital divide or just a little bit about Tech Exchange? Give us the clapping hands if you could. And if you do know about the digital divide in the Bay Area, or maybe just a little bit about Tech Exchange, but you're mostly new, give us a thumbs up. And if you feel that you're very aware of the digital divide and its issues in the Bay Area and the way that Tech Exchange has been meeting that need, or if you're a supporter or a previous volunteer, give us the hearts there. And once again, I can't really see them. So Corey, what's it look like? What's the distribution here?
I'm still kind of learning how this works. Is it okay? I see the little guys on the corner there. I think I need to look at the entire block of people. We're still figuring this out.
Okay. Well, this will be a good practice. Probably we've got a nice span of people throughout the spectrum of familiarity with Tech Exchange. So we're really happy that you're all here. We're going to do another 2 polls later on in the event here. So keep that reaction button at the ready there. So thanks again, everybody, for being here to learn a little bit more. A lot of folks only found out about Tech Exchange or really became aware of the digital divide issue during the pandemic because there was such an increased urgency and visibility around the issue. So when the pandemic hit, 93% of households in America with school-aged children were at home, learning at home. That's amazing to think about. Almost every student, almost every child in America during that time of lockdown, when we think back on it, was at home learning, and they needed digital devices and internet in order to be able to do that. All sorts of other things jumped online, as you can remember, that increase of Zoom meetings that we used for getting together with our families, but also to going to telehealth appointments or talking with other sorts of appointments, looking for jobs online, connecting with people, all sorts of reasons that we needed to get online during that time especially. But unfortunately, a lot of people were left behind. 1 in 5 households lacked the access that they needed to computers, to digital skills to use them, and to the internet connection that they needed to get online and connect with the rest of society. And 5 million children weren't able to access their school's online education and resources. That was the same throughout the country and also here in the Bay Area. And Tech Exchange, which has been around since 1995, was in a great place to be able to step up and serve that need, which we did. In the years prior to the pandemic, we supplied the community with on the order of 4,000 or 5,000 computers per year, our refurbished computers, which we refurbish in our Oakland warehouse. But in 2020, that number jumped to include over 30,000 new Chromebooks that we were able to distribute to students through the Oakland Undivided effort. And as a result, now all Oakland students have the digital devices and internet connection that they need in order to engage with their schooling. And that continued into past the 2020-2021 school year and into the next. But as our crisis response has not dwindled, but wrapped up, I would say, we're returning to our core approach for a sustainable solution to digital equity, which includes our refurbished computers, our multilingual tech support, and our digital skills training, as well as our guidance and signing up for affordable internet, which now includes a lot of new federal programs, which are very helpful for families, but which a lot of families don't know about or need a little help with, and we're here to make that happen. And as you see, there are a number of ways that we do that, whether it's at our tech hub in Oakland, at our Oakland warehouse, or in all of the community events that we get engaged with throughout the Bay Area in Alameda County, Contra Costa County, San Francisco, San Jose, and you'll learn a little bit more about all of those ways that we connect with our community to ensure that all families have a computer, the internet access, and the technology skills that they need to improve and enhance their lives. And with that, I'm very thrilled to now share with you a little bit more about Tech Exchange and invite you to watch our video and get a little bit of a deeper look.
We're at an interesting time in Oakland where technology is bringing in new types of companies and new types of jobs, new types of opportunities.
We have all these amazing tech companies, but yet there's a huge deficit in under-resourced communities not having technology.
There are a lot of parents who actually have really good kids who are trying to really learn and go far, but we simply can.
We have volunteers and interns and staff that is triaging and assessing all of the electronics that we've picked up. We then have technicians get those machines fully prepped to get into families.
We're giving your computers an extra life, and we're making your computer more than something that sits on a desk. We're helping a family, we're helping a kid graduate and go to college.
We provide access to the technology through what we call tech fairs, where we take the equipment to a school, provide a digital literacy workshop, and provide the equipment to families. Oftentimes in those events, it's a first time in the getting the computer. So there's a lot of education that goes into getting the computer, talking about the internet, teach them things like logging into your computer, opening up your browser, accessing your student's portal for education.
It's great to share a website with a high school student that teaches him something or is able to accomplish his homework. It's a very rewarding thing.
For us, it's providing a safe space for them, but also having them believe in us.
They're like family. You don't feel like intimidated from going and asking them any questions. They try to find a way to help you. Tech Exchange. It's awesome. People should know more about it.
We're not only providing a computer. We're not only providing digital literacy. We're not only providing internet, we're providing the entire systematic wraparound services. You have all the factors in order to succeed, not one piece or the other.
47% of our low-income youth don't have a computer at home. If we can make sure that there is equitable access to technology, then the potential that is within our youth and will be fully realized by the tech industry that is starting to.
So thanks again, everybody, for joining us. Hopefully, I heard the sound might have been a little low on that. Hopefully everyone could hear just fine. But with that, I'm very pleased and just so excited to introduce you all to our new executive director, Ulysses Zadaran. Ulysses joined us in November and he's off to a great start here. We're so thrilled to have him coming as he does from leadership positions at the ARC, St. Vincent de Paul Society of San Francisco, and 42 Silicon Valley, as well as a number of other organizations that are dedicated to creating a just and equitable society. And with that, I'm happy to pass it over to you, Ulysses. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Amy. I just want to thank everybody also here for joining us, and definitely want to give a big shout out to the East Bay Community Foundation for helping us to promote the event and connecting with more of you today. I have to say it really is a distinct honor and a pleasure to join Tech Exchange and to carry on the great legacy of strengthening our community through technology access and education. From our founder, Bruce Bukalu, who created and grew the organization out of Oakland Tech High School, to Seth Hubbard, who led our organization through the pandemic and to achieve the great impact that we achieved during the pandemic and connecting OUSD students to technology and to high-speed internet, and even to our interim director, Ben Delaney, who led us through a transitional period. These really are foundational leadership blocks that I know that I'm very grateful for. I would not be here if it wasn't for the great previous leadership that this organization has had, and certainly some great foundations that we intend to build on, moving forward. And I wanted to really emphasize that, I think when I think about Tech Exchange and really a driving factor of why I joined the organization, is really that I see Tech Exchange as a social equity and really even a racial equity organizations. Our programs historically have focused on serving underserved, Black and Brown communities since our foundation. Access to technology, particularly now, is really a great equalizer in ensuring the continuous improvement of our communities and improving the quality of life for those communities that we serve. For access to technology means access to healthcare, it means access to education, access to housing, access to economic opportunities, to better jobs, to workforce development programs. As you guys saw in that video, and really the history of organization really has been rooted through workforce development and really providing pathways and opportunities to promising and fruitful careers in the tech industry to a certain degree. And all that begins by providing access to technology and to resources and services. So it's really a vital service of providing that technology and access to it. And then similarly, we marvel at the impact that we've had as an organization, thanks to a lot of the partnerships we've built with a lot of other organizations, community organizations, corporations that donate equipment to us. It really is a collective work, is what we've learned, that it takes really a collective of passionate individuals and organizations that have a common mission of really creating an equitable society that's allowed us to have, I think, the impact that we've had over the past few years. Not taken aside from the fact that the pandemic did also highlight that there is still quite a number of inequities that exist in our communities, and there's still a lot of work that needs to be done, to really create that equitable society for us all. As you saw, we were really able to provide quite a lot of access to technology, access to services and programs, really in partnership with countless organizations, volunteers, and individuals, and also doing this in a multifaceted, multilingual, multicultural approach to ensure that we're serving as many families and students with these technology services and access and education. As you I think as you saw in that video as well, and I think in one of our slides there, we have some of our impact just to date. Right now, we've been able to provide and respond to nearly 5,000 tech support calls this past year alone, as well as serve over 1,200 community residents at our tech hub in Fruitvale, and connect nearly 300 households to affordable internet. And again, all that has been done because of this multifaceted, multilingual, multicultural approach that is responsive to the needs of the communities that we're serving. So, and in that same respect, really, community outreach has been at the forefront of our work. Just as it is important to create these programs to provide devices, to provide tech education and resources, it is just as important to think creatively and emphasize the importance of getting the word out about these programs, about the services to the communities that need them the most. So we really can't do this without community outreach, without partnerships, and really connecting with our neighbors and our residents to let them know about all kinds of different programs and services they can take advantage of. And in that respect, we really would not be able to do that without some great staff members that that promote our programs, that really engage with our community, and go above and beyond to make sure that our programs are connecting and resonating with the community that we serve. And in that vein, I really want to introduce two of our staff members that have really done a great job in taking the lead in providing programs and services here in the East Bay, but also in San Jose. So with that, I'll introduce Linda Roman and Mayra Miranda. So I think Linda is going to speak first about just some of the community work we've done here in the East Bay.
Thank you, Ulises. Hi, everybody. My name is Linda, and I am the Program and Outreach Specialist here at Tech Exchange. As Ulises mentioned, a lot of the work that we do is outreach events. It's actually one of the things that I'm always doing. So I do a lot of the outreach, and I also provide in-person support at our tech hub that is located here in Oakland, California. Basically, our tech hub, we serve anyone who comes in person with whatever tech support they might need. That could be hardware, software related issues. We also provide digital literacy classes and connect families with affordable internet options, or possibly free through the Affordable Connectivity Program, which is better known as the ACP. As a first-gen Latina raised in an all-Mexican household, tech support was a huge need for my family. I was the one growing up, being the one who helped set up all the technology in my house. And even to this very day, I still help my parents get connected online. So I think this is why it's so important about the work that Tech Exchange does. And it's very important to me and extremely helpful to our community to continue these amazing services. I mean, nowadays, as Ulises mentioned, tech support is needed, given that everything nowadays takes place online, whether it's you're taking classes online or you're setting up doctor appointments. A lot of the people that we serve at our tech hub are either Spanish speaking or Hmong speaking, which is a dialect in Guatemala. And these are the folks that could really, really benefit from our services. One example being Maria. If you look at the screen right here, the PowerPoint, Maria came to our tech hub a while ago, and I actually got the pleasure in getting to meet her and talking to her in person. She expressed the gratitude that we were able to provide her with a free computer. And just to share a little bit about Maria that she shared with me during our in-person service is that during the pandemic, she started her family-owned business. And it was a huge impact for her not to have a computer. And she was going back and forth, trying to figure out how to get her computer fixed. And she found out about us. She came to the tech hub. We were able to provide her with a brand new computer so that she could continue her family business, which actually she makes cakes. so that was a really great experience. As I mentioned earlier, and also Lisa's as well, another scope of the work that I do with Tech Exchange are outreach events. Many of these outreach events, I get to work with amazing organizations that also help support families. One of the specific organizations that I've been working with is Richmond Promise. And here at one of our events, we were able to provide students with free laptops. One of the students being Angel, he's actually a Richmond Promise scholar studying graphic design, and he needed a device with lots of RAM and good a video card, and we were able to make that possible for him. The second student is Sarah, a student at UC Berkeley, and she's actually the first in her family to go to college. So she was extremely grateful for this, for Tech Exchange, for being able to provide a computer. As we continue to work on providing more of our services in the Bay Area and other cities, we have been working continuously with Richmond Promise to provide our services in the city of Richmond, California. Actually, this past weekend, we were able to host an ACP day in the city of Richmond, where Richmond Promise and Tech Exchange work together to ensure that families have access to affordable internet and possibly free with the Affordable Connectivity Program. This is just some of the amazing work that we have been doing. And as much as I would love to continue to talk about all of the work that we do, I would like to pass it on to my colleague, Mayra Miranda, who also has been doing great work in the city of San Jose.
Thank you, Linda, for that wonderful presentation. Hello, everybody. As Linda said, my name is Mayra Miranda. I'm currently the San Jose Program Manager for the Tech Exchange. Before I get into some of the work that we've been doing in San Jose, we're going to go ahead and do a quick poll again. So if you see your reactions at the bottom of the screen, if you could please choose one of your reactions to guess. And the question is, what percentage of Alameda County residents who are eligible for the federal Affordable Connectivity Program are signed up? Is it 10% of eligible residents have signed up for the program, 20%, or 35%? So what are some of your guesses? All right, so I see a few guesses of 10% and 20%, and the correct answer is actually 20%. So approximately, there's 36% eligible households in Alameda County, and approximately 20% of those 36 are currently enrolled in ACP. And across the Bay Area, of the 10 Bay Area counties, 35% of households are eligible, but of those 35, only 16% are currently enrolled. So as you see, there's definitely a need to assure that the other 20% of households get sustainably connected to broadband. And some of the ways that Tech Exchange has been able to increase these numbers of getting residents sustainably connected is through working with our various partnerships. In the city of San Jose, for example, we currently we're a grantee for something called the San Jose Digital Inclusion Partnership, where San Jose pledged to be the first city in the United States to pledge to close the digital divide gap by establishing this digital inclusion partnership. And through this grant, the Tech Exchange has been able to partner with amazing organizations such as Sacred Heart Community Service and Cypress Gardens. As you see pictured in this slide, here is the first pilot program for a few of the senior residents that live at Cypress Gardens Affordable Housing Unit. They had been waiting for digital literacy classes for over 8 months. And through our partnership with the Cypress Gardens Senior Housing and also with Tom Yang from Infinity Base, we were able to provide these digital classes on site of where they currently live. Tom was able to offer the digital literacy courses in Mandarin, and Tech Exchange was able to provide the free devices as well as ACP support and affordable connectivity. And just as you see their smiling faces, we were actually able to even serve for just the 2 months or 2 to 3 months, we were able to serve over 40 residents in just this complex, which is amazing. They were super grateful, and they even, as you see here in the picture, they have these tablets, Samsung tablets that were donated. And we were able to refurbish them and get them into their hands. But from these classes and from the education that they have been receiving, they were eager to kind of transition from using these simple devices into the Chromebooks that are offered. So they're definitely motivated, and they're definitely still interested in continuing their education with digital literacy. And a lot of them have even, it's helped them with applying for benefits, for services, and just kind of empowering them to also protect themselves, as well as we know there's a lot of senior fraud happening. So just these, starting from this basic class into now, it's been such an empowering experience for them. And we hope to continue these partnerships and continue to expand in San Jose. And currently, through these partnerships as well, they've been able to offer us spaces, because currently in San Jose, we don't have a tech hub as the Oakland spaces do. So through our partnerships, they've been able to allow for us to provide these services and provide ACP and these various sites. But however, we are looking to expand within San Jose to hopefully be able to continue to provide these services. And consequently, we actually are holding our first ever pop-up in San Jose, as you'll see in this next slide. So as you see, we are currently on this Friday, December 16th, we're actually in partnership with Sacred Heart. We'll be hosting our first ever Holiday Tech pop-up, where residents can swing by to receive free basic computer repairs, software upgrades, Microsoft Office installations for only $25. They could also bring their e-waste to responsibly recycle, or they could also purchase a refurbished computer, which will be 20% off of already our amazing prices. And all those who also show up, they'll be entered into a free drawing to win a maxed out 2017 iMac. So if you happen to be in the vicinity or around San Jose area on Friday, please feel free to stop by and check out our first ever Holiday Tech pop-up. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it back to you, Ulysses.
Great, thank you. Thank you for that, Myra and Linda. I hope you guys can join us at some of those events. They are very exciting that we're able to connect with our community and especially give away and provide tech support and laptops and resources, during this holiday season. And I also just wanted to highlight, our workforce development program. We've had an internship program, for pretty much since the beginning, I believe, of the organization, where we've taken anywhere between 10 to 20 high school students and trained them in how to refurbish, repair, and recycle equipment that we then distribute back to the community. Some of our partners have included, Civicor, Midwest High School, Success Centers, and of course, the Oakland Unified School District. Our internships vary in that they can be full-time and part-time, and range from 3 months to 6 months, depending on the part-time or full-time status of these programs. And in the end, we really do what we can to position our interns to go into longer-term internships, perhaps with tech companies in the area, or pursue STEM studies and STEM careers. Now, as someone that's worked in education and in workforce development for quite a while, I've seen firsthand the impact that internships can have on the life of a young person, and then mentoring young people towards career pathways, as they come towards the end of their high school career, or as they're getting into college, or in pursuit of a technical degree, or just pursuing a career. internship opportunities are, vital to young folks. So we are excited to continue this internship program. And I do have an ask, those of you that may have or are connected to or work at different tech companies or tech organizations, that you might want to partner with us and provide some of the young people we serve with some work experiences with you. Please reach out to us. We'd love to discuss that further and partner with you in that regard. It is certainly my hope that we continue to strengthen our internship program to serve as many youth as we can. These are also paid internships, so it's also a good economic opportunity for interns, as well as a learning experience for young people throughout the area. And with that, I just want to thank you all again, and I'll hand it back over to Amy to talk a little bit more about some other ways to get involved. Oh, we have a poll. Sorry, that before we have Amy there. So yes, it's based on what you've heard. What aspects of Tech Exchange work sounds most inspiring to you? And if you can signal whether it's device refurbishment by the clapping there, the multilingual tech support, internships and workforce development program, or all of the above. It seems we got quite a few all of the aboves there. That's great to see. That's good to hear. And some multilingual responses. So quite a few of the all of the above. That's great. Thank you. Yes, we also like all the programs, of course. Well, with that, I will hand it over to Amy, and then we also want to make sure we give some time for any questions, comments, feedback. We'd love to hear more from all of you guys that are taking the time to join us here today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ulysses. And thank you, Myra and Linda, for sharing those amazing stories with us all. I want to also say thank you, a big thank you to all of our donors who have already made a gift this year. We have an amazing opportunity through an anonymous donor at East Bay Community Foundation. All gifts made by December 31st will be tripled up to $50,000. And thanks to previous donors and current donors, we're already about a third of the way to our year-end fundraising goal. So I just want to say thank you so much to East Bay Community Foundation for making that amazing triple match possible, to all of our donors who have already given. And if you'd like to make a gift, please visit us at donate.techexchange.org. Or if you'd like to give through your donor advised fund, you can send an email to development@techexchange.org, and we will connect with you that way. There's also a lot of other ways you can get involved. Please visit us online at techexchange.org. You can reach us at community@techexchange.org. And of course, please follow us on social media and share us out on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. We're really, really happy to have you here today, and we really hope that you will keep the conversation going by sharing on social media and emailing us. And also wanted to now give us a chance to open things up for just a little bit of question and answer. So if anybody has a question that they'd like to ask, you can put it in the chat or raise your hand. I'm actually going to stop screen sharing now so that we can all see each other, and look forward to hearing some questions from the crowd. I'll go ahead and ask a question that we had submitted earlier. It's just a real basic one. I think this one is for Linda. This is about our Tech Hub. Just what are our basic open hours at the Tech Hub? And on average per week, how many people come into the Tech Hub to get service?
Great question. Thank you, Amy. So our Tech Hub is open weekly, Wednesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And on average, every week we get about 60 to 90 people coming into our Tech Hub.
Great, great, wonderful. And for Myra, I had another question here. You mentioned Sacred Heart, and you mentioned the tech pop-up that we're going to be doing. What are some of the organizations that we work with in San Jose, and how long have we been doing that work in San Jose?
Yes, thank you. So currently The organizations that we are partnering with is Sacred Heart Community Service, City Team, and Cypress Gardens Cypress Gardens Senior Housing. In the past, we've also partnered with Cristo Rey High School, as well as other affordable housing agencies. And we've been doing the work this is our round 3, so it's our 3rd year on this grant in San Jose.
Great, thank you.
And we're always looking to expand our partnerships. Just putting it up there.
Are there any other questions out there? Could feel like a big question or a little question. Questions about how we refurbish the computers, how we connect the right computer to the right person, what sort of services we provide. Any other thoughts or questions or ideas out there too? Oh, I see a hand raised over here. Pastoria.
Is the mic on?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, briefly, because I'd like to take this offline and be able to contact you all. I'll make sure that you have my number. As a matter of fact, you should have my contact information because I've just made donations, so I'm in your network. I'm trying to find out the best way to strategize the connectivity that I have to helping you guys out. And I'll speak in general. What I have is that I belong to several organizations, a very large fraternal group, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. I'm affiliated with the 100 Black Men of Silicon Valley. And I'm also a retired engineer working as a part-time STEM instructor at a community college in Los Altos Hills. I've never talked to them the way I'd like for you to show me how to talk to them, because I help out students, tutoring, mentoring, giving all my stuff. I've been doing this Don Quixote message for a long time. My wife, Mayra Benjamin, actually worked at the Tech Exchange many years ago and did refurb for you guys. So we're kind of a team on that. But I have associations with a university and many other organizations that are getting the machines. And if I can talk to you guys offline about how to phrase my asks, and I might be able to get into these university structures and these other organizations, and they're already mobilizing in this, and we can give you a direct pipeline to get the machines that you're looking for, because you've got people in politics and all this, they do this. I don't do this. I'm doing my own Don Quixote thing. But I want to know how I can say, talk to me and groom me to say, when I go in, hey guys, there's an organization in Oakland, blah, blah. And now that you're in San Jose, even more so. So anyway, I'm going to leave my number. Who should I leave my number to?
Pastoria, I think we do have your
Okay.
email address, so we will follow
Please
up for sure.
contact me, because the end of the year is here now, and a lot of machines, even at my school, they're dumping machines and moving new equipment into our study rooms. And I never asked the question, what do you guys do with them? And now I should. And you show me how best to ask that question before I do it, and then we can make this work out.
Great. I want to give Ulysses some time to respond here too.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the passion, Pastoria, and the support. Thank you so much for supporting the organization. Yeah, I mean, I think as Amy mentioned, we have your contact, we have your information. I'll be sure to follow up, and definitely want to continue the conversation as I'm still learning about all the great work of the organization. I think having an ally and a champion like you that's connected also with the Silicon Valley community, I see just a lot of pathways for us to connect, and would love to groom you, as you mentioned, to help us spread the word about and help us spread our mission for sure. So thank you so much for that.
Okay, I'll definitely spread the word right now about the pop-up, because I can make the phone call today and tell the guys down there, we've got this going on. Do you know people? Send them that way.
Yes, yeah, I would love to see folks there. And then again, it's going to be one of several. So I think we're going to be doing some more ACP enrollments event in the new year as well, and more of those partnership events with Sacred Heart. I believe Mayra can speak more to that, but it's certainly this time of year, we just wanted to make sure that we were providing as much as we can and giving away as much tech and tech support as we can to families. So please definitely spread the word.
Absolutely. And Pastoria, I dropped a direct message in the chat there. If you can just respond to that, that's awesome. That looks good. And I also see a question, how can people get more involved to support our mission? So, well, that's a great example right there. Everybody, one thing that we find, that I find, I should speak for myself, but working here at Tech Exchange, the work that we do touches everybody. It touches everybody in society in one way or the other. And just like Pastoria shared, I love the Don Quixote reference, that we've got a mission here. It's really easy to get excited about the thought of a society that's really truly connected with each other, that where we have true digital equity, and that ladder, that tool is really available to everyone. And there's a lot of different ways that you can help to make that happen. You may have a connection to networks of institutions that want to get rid of their computers in a way that makes sense, that we can then redistribute to the rest of the community. You may have connections with groups of volunteers, or maybe you want to volunteer yourself. We do have volunteer opportunities both at our warehouse, where you can come down and actually help us to sort through some of the equipment when it comes in. But we're also, now that we're doing more events, now that it's safe to do so with the pandemic, we've got opportunities for volunteers at our events. And Linda or Myra, you might be able to talk a little bit more about what will it be like to be a volunteer, like at an ACP enrollment event? Or Myra, we've got our event on Friday. I know we've got some volunteers helping out with that. So what are some of those kind of opportunities like?
Yeah, I'll go first. So for ACP events, normally families have to create an account and get registered and go through this national verifier to see if they qualify for the affordable connectivity program, which most of the time they do. And so what our volunteers do at these events is that they help support the family with the application process and with any other questions they might have.
Linda, do we have a particular need for, say, Spanish speakers or other folks who are speaking languages other than English?
Yeah, we could definitely use Spanish speakers. A lot of the families that we serve are Spanish speaking and mom speaking. We currently have a staff member that speaks, so he supports in that area. But we can also use other languages like Cantonese, Mandarin, Arabic. That could definitely be helpful as well.
Great. And Myra, from your point of view, what kind of volunteers will you have helping out at our event on Friday? And what other kind of needs do we have, since you're doing outreach in a slightly different way?
Yes, thank you. For San Jose, definitely volunteers would be much appreciated. Currently, I'm the only physical position in San Jose. So a lot of the work that is being done is similar to what Linda kind of described, of making sure a lot of case management one-on-one with the families to make sure that their application is being thoroughly followed up on, and they're also getting the support that they need. And that could range from helping them, also giving them the direct line, right, to call their internet provider, helping them kind of navigate those difficult conversations. Sometimes there's barriers, unintentional barriers that arise. So helping them kind of navigate those barriers. Specifically for this upcoming event, it will be a pop-up. So we will be selling our devices, we'll be offering tech services, and as well taking in recycling old technology. So we'll be having different stations. So volunteers will be placed in the donation stations where there's a process and they're taking in the used technology that residents are bringing in. They have to make sure that it's labeled. They have to make sure they get the residents' contact information. And if they want their data wiped from the Department of Defense, right? Like if, for example, they're coming in with bulk, they're gonna need data wipe requests. They're also gonna be able to handle those requests and making sure the logistical details are written down. So when these devices get back to our warehouse, they're properly dealt with. There's opportunities for the sign-in tables, making sure that everybody checks in, making sure they give us their information, specifically their names and their emails, so they could be entered to win the 2017 IMAC, but also so they could be entered into our e-newsletter, so they could keep receiving information about the digital literacy classes, about ACP signups, and about continuous events that we will be holding. And just general, right, there's opportunities as well for data support as well. There is, for specifically the city of San Jose, we do have to create rosters and kind of update these data of 150 participants that we're serving. So any like that data management as well would be useful, but there's definitely enough work available for volunteers. So if you have anybody that might be interested, or even, you know, some students that need to complete their volunteer hours, we're always open to take volunteers.
Yeah, absolutely. And so as Myra and Linda both described, we have sort of a variety of different ways that you can get involved. It can either be as simple as done in a day project, where you come and you help out for one day at an event or at our warehouse, and it's very task oriented, and all you need to know is to show up with closed-toed shoes and bring your jacket. And other opportunities that might be more ongoing, or even remote opportunities. As Myra mentioned, data is actually a really important thing for us here at Tech Exchange, not just to make sure that we've got the data to serve our participants in the best way, but also to be able to report on what we do and share that with the rest of the community. With the pandemic, as you know, a much bigger increase on the visibility of the digital divide. There's more state and federal funding, and that means more people who are looking to see the impact and the results. And we're working really hard to make sure that we can tell those stories and be accountable in our work too. So that all requires some help. And so a combination of done in a day or more ongoing, or if you know someone who has specialized skills that they might want to bring to the table, we would love to hear about that. And Ulysses, you might have some additional thoughts about how people can get involved with our workforce development program as volunteers. I know we talked a little bit about mentorships or job shadowing, or wanted to see if you had any other thoughts along that line.
Yes, sure. Thank you for that. Yeah, just to emphasize, I think the mentorship part, or if you wanted to volunteer as a job site for a day, the job shadowing component would certainly be great value to our workforce development programs. And or even if you are especially industry leaders, or you have extensive experience, one thing that I've done in the past is just having folks like that come out and then speak to our young participants about, what a software engineer might do, or what a developer does, or things like that. I think just hearing from those experiences in the past has proven to be, a good way to guide our young participants through potential career pathway. So that's another easy way. And obviously all the other ones that Amy mentioned, we have groups that come out and help us refurbish equipment at the warehouse, or folks that come out and help us provide tech support at the Tech Hub, just folks that just need to troubleshoot certain things with technology. So there really is a lot of opportunity for volunteering at any capacity that you might have. But again, yeah, definitely reach out to us. We'd love to connect and see in what ways you guys want to get involved. Oh, you're on mute there, Amy.
Sorry about that. Are there any other questions out there? Sounds like I guess we've addressed every possible question. Well, if you have any other questions about Tech Exchange or you'd like to learn more, we hope that you will reach out to us, visit us on our website at techexchange.org. And if you'd like to help us out with our year-end fundraising challenge of our triple match up to $50,000, please visit us either at techexchange.org or donate.techexchange.org, or give us an email and let us know. Oh, it does look like we've got one hand raised. Oh, Linda's got a question or a comment.
I have a comment. For Sochi, she asked, how do we refer a family in need? In the chat, I dropped our phone number. We have a phone line, tech support. The families can call or text that phone number. I've included it in the chat, but if you are more than welcome to get a PDF version of what our services are, you can definitely email me, or you could drop your email in the chat and then I can send you those flyers as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the eye out on that. Definitely. To refer a family in need, send them to our phone number, have them give us a call. We'll make sure that they connect with someone who can speak to them in their language and help them with what they need and get them on the path to connecting with whatever resources they are in need of. See, anything else here? Okay, great. Well, we're coming up on the end of our hour here. So once again, I want to say thank you so much to East Bay Community Foundation, to all of our donors, to everyone who's joined us here today. We're really happy to be able to share a little bit more about Tech Exchange and the work that we do, and to introduce you to Ulysses and to some of our program staff. With that, I want to hand it over to Ulysses if you have anything final to add here.
Just to thank everybody again for spending the time with us today. It meant a lot to see so many friendly faces and for the friendly welcome. Hope you found this information valuable and informative, and encourage you to continue to engage with us. We want to continue to have this sort of opportunities to engage with our community, with our supporters and donors. So again, can't thank you all enough for your support and your continued engagement with Tech Exchange. Thank you all again.
Yes. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll give you 3 minutes left. Oh, it looks like Postar is asking, is the webpage with the tech pop-up viewable online? If you just go to our website at techexchange.org, and you can go to our events page. We can actually, let's drop that in the chat right now. There we go. There's our events page on our website. So you can feel free to go there and get an overview of all of the events that we have coming up soon, and link to get more information about each of them there. And also, please keep an eye on your email. We'll be making sure to send you information coming up in the future about events that are in your neighborhood, as well as our monthly e-news and other information about things that are going on here at Tech Exchange. And of course, remember, please do follow us on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn is another place that you can connect with us. You can also tell folks that they can message us through those various social media channels if they need help as well. So a lot of times people, they do have their phone and they can reach out on Facebook. We also monitor all of those channels as well, because we're looking to talk to them, we're looking to talk to you, and we're looking to make sure that we're all connected in a community where we've got the digital resources that we need to thrive. And with that, we'll call it on time and say thank you again very much, everybody, for joining us. We look forward to speaking with you soon. Have happy holidays.
Thank you again.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.